Alright everyone, I'm back. This is part 2 of assembling the Ford 8N distributor plate with front ignition. Now, this is the plate they send you with the kit, and here is your igniter box. Now the igniter box, if you read the instructions placed on there, I went ahead and got my nuts ready. Let's put them on. You bolt this to the plate. This is some of the pre-assembly. You spin it down. Now you want to be careful with these little studs that you don't break them off. They have to be snug, but not super tight. I have a really old set of wrenches my dad had. Works pretty good for getting into tighter spots. And I just tighten them down till they're nice and snug, because this is what's going to pick up the signal to tell your coil to fire. This replaces the points and condenser. Very simple. One thing I forgot to mention in the first video, while you're disassembling this, if there is a shim underneath this plate, some have it, some don't. Mine does not have the shim. Save that shim because you'll need to reinstall it. It's for the... that is used in order to lift things up, get them into alignment. Not all of them had it. Actually, this one does. Nope, it does not have a washer shim on top. Some of them will have a shim on here. Just save that. Okay, so now that you've got this installed, I just remove it, set it aside. Next thing you want to do, you're going to take your distributor and you clean this up. Now I like to I use dielectric silicone compound, lube things up. Lube it up because as things are spinning, yeah, it's gonna wear. It is brass on steel. Typically it doesn't wear too bad, but just a thin coat of dielectric grease, and I put that on here and try and make sure that I've got some on the top of the shaft as well. It shouldn't be a big deal. It just helps to slide the electronics on. And then simply set it back down in, just like that. Make sure that it spins freely, doesn't bind or catch. Once you have that done, now you've assembled the plate, you might think, whoa, I forgot to drill my hole, which I did. So I'm going to set up and drill the hole for the red wires right here. Like I said, some of them have a vent. If they have a vent screen in it, just tap that out. They say 1/4 inch. I am going to go a whole lot smaller than that. Because I don't think I need a 1/4 inch hole to run this minimal gauge wire through it. And I don't want a lot of moisture getting in there, so I'll be back after I drill my hole. Okay, I'm back. I do have my drill set up now. I've removed the distributor gear, so I just had the blank shaft, and I'm going to drill the hole through here for my red igniter wire to come out. Now you're just drilling into aluminum, so I always like to drill a test hole first, pilot hole, get it ready to go. Then I'll switch my bit. So once I have my pilot hole marked, now just remember you're drilling into aluminum, so it's not like it's got to be a high-speed drill with a lot of pressure. Obviously for safety you might want to be a little smarter and wear gloves. Just take your time. You're only drilling aluminum. It is just about through. Now when you get down close to the edge, you'll feel your drill jumping around. Just take your time. It'll go right through. Now you'll notice I've got metal filings in there. So what I'm going to do, take my air compressor, and I'm actually going to blow that out, clean that up. You don't want to have a lot of metal filings in there because obviously then parts are going to get worn. So now that that's blown out, do another quick inspection of it. I've greased my shaft already. So now I'm going to set the distributor shaft in there, just like so. And again, just making sure everything turns nice and smooth. No real big problems. Now, I'm ready to set my distributor plate in. Now, when you set this plate in, one thing to remember is that you have a slot right here, and you have what's called a static timing screw. Under the bail, you'll see where it goes through. I'm going to test fit this, take it back out. I just want to make sure everything slides down in like it should, which it did with no problem. So things fit in there pretty nice. Just going to slide that back up because now you have to put in the static timing screw. That is a nightmare to put in when it's in the distributor. A lot easier just to pull it out. And the screw is provided for you. Now it does have a flat side on it. That'll sit down. Just take it like this and it goes right in. And then you'll have to turn it up, push it back. These can be a little bit cumbersome to put in, but they're not real horrible. It's just time and patience and practice. So I will be back. I'm going to clean this up because I did not clean up my bench, and obviously I just got a bunch of metal filings in there. I don't want that, so I'm going to be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now that I have this completely cleaned up, I'll also set a paper towel down. Like I said, we were on putting the distributor plate back in. I have my gear, it's all lubed up. Just sets down in, really not a problem. Next thing, and it's a little tricky but not bad, you need to set your distributor plate in. Now I'm going to recommend that with that hole you just drilled, take your long red wire and fish it through the hole. Once you get it in there, this is going to help you later on instead of trying to pull it through there. Now the red wire goes through, this black wire goes on top. It goes up here, and that'll go into the screw, the brass plated screw. And I'm actually going to put that in before I set it all the way down in there. So I will take the new brass screw and install that in the plate. Alright everyone, I'm back. Ran into a bit of a snag installing the brass screw into the insulator here. It is not pre-tapped, so I'm going to have to make this a 3-part video because, like I said, this brass screw that goes down in here just won't go down in there. The hole's too small. So one thing to note, I should have read the instructions, but I didn't. Note, tapping with an 8/32 NC, the insulator, before installing the screw, will ease threading of the brass screw. And they are 100% right. So you will have issues with that. If you do not have that, I recommend you go get a tap. I'm going to have to wait a few hours because obviously it's early morning for me while I'm doing this. So I will have part 3 of this video. Thanks for watching for now. Hopefully it's been good.